Well, hey there, Mama, and welcome back to the Mom's Overcoming Overwhelm podcast, episode number 219. I'm Emily McDermott, and I'm here beside you on this journey as we work together to declutter your home, head, and heart. If you are listening to this episode in real time, we are in the countdown to the Christmas season, and there is a special, unique kind of stress when you recognize how much stuff is coming into your home and wondering, where the heck am I going to put all of this? We always travel for Christmas. So for us, it's literally filling up a van full of stuff and coming home. And then the stuff shuffle begins. Okay, this was already here, so where's this going to go? Like a game of Tetris that you just really don't want to play. So if you want to prevent the stuff avalanche from stressing you out this holiday season, I have 5 steps you need to take right now so that you can prepare for the amount of stuff that's coming into your home. So this is going to be a very tactical episode. Make sure you grab that notebook and pen, and let's dive into today's episode. Hey Mama, are you tired of your cluttered home and mile-long to-do lists but are too overwhelmed to know where to start? Do you lack the time and motivation and don't think you'll ever conquer the clutter? You're in the right place. I'm Emily, wife, boy mom, and declutter coach who has overcome the overwhelm in my own life through decluttering and simplifying. I believe every mom deserves the peace that comes from a clutter-free home. Ready to get your life back? Let's declutter your home, head, and heart together. Wanted to remind you about our free Facebook group over at tinyurl.com/moms overcoming overwhelm. We are going to be doing another decluttering challenge starting in January, taking a little bit of a break now. However, the steps that I'm going to be giving you, if you want to get some accountability for putting them in place, come on over. I am more than happy to support you however I can, and I hope to see you there definitely for January. All right, let's dive into these steps. I am already doing these myself, so hopefully they will also be helpful to you. And the first step is that we have to decide the boundary that you want to assign to each category ideally. And chances are you know a majority of the stuff that's going to be coming in. Obviously, you have friends and relatives that might be giving gifts to your children that you don't really know what they're going to be. One of the things we do is to make sure we have a wish list in advance. So most of the time we know 90 to 95% of what is going to be in our house. And the important thing is that you know where it's going to go, especially for some of these larger items. I remember when my boys were really into Hot Wheels, and one of the things that we had was this ultimate garage. And we also had a gator wash. Those 2 things were huge. So it's literally looking in the place where you want something to be and imagining it and going, where is this actually going to go? And if you don't know the answer to it, then we are going to be decluttering in advance of that. But you want to make sure home is available to it. And then also when it comes to deciding that boundary, so let's say your kids, are going to be getting a bunch of books. Where are their books currently? What's the boundary you have assigned? Is it already full as it is? So that's really the kind of assessment piece is step 1. And the planning vision piece of where is this stuff actually going to go? Okay? So now we are going to move on to step number 2, which is that we are going to do an initial sweep of the area. So let's say you're focusing on the basement or the playroom or wherever your kids have the majority of their toys. Maybe it's in their room. I actually am recording this video in my youngest son's room, and we don't really keep any toys in the kids' room. So that's not really an area I have to do, but we do have toys in the basement and on the main floor. So you know where most of the toys are and most of the kids' stuff. And we want to do a quick sweep of that area using the first 3 letters in my transform method. I'll make sure to link to the episode about the transform method in the show notes. But the first 3 letters are like the low-hanging fruit. So it's easy decisions, really simple to do, and it can clear out quite a bit of stuff that doesn't belong there, and that's really the beauty in it. So the T stands for trash. The R stands for relocate, which means anything that isn't supposed to be in that space. So if you find something that belongs in your room or the kids' rooms or the bathroom or something like that, then that is going to be leaving that space. And then A is anything that you know you want to donate. So if you're really like, okay, the kids grew out of this, or oh, I know that they're not playing with this anymore, they're not really into Pokemon anymore, and we have a bunch of Pokemon cards, for example. Any of that low-hanging fruit, you want to be able to get out of that space. And then ideally, you have at least the categories of stuff that belong in that space left. Okay, so that is step number 2, doing kind of those initial 3 letters of the transform method to help with that low-hanging fruit. And now we're going to move on to step number 3, which is really moving on within the transform method, is the naming what matters. So we kind of did that already with like, okay, what do I want where? What are the boundaries I want? And then S is sorting. So sorting like by like. So understanding the volume of stuff you have right now. And that's really partially that assessment too. So for example, let's say that you have a bookshelf that has 4 shelves. And right now it's about 90% full. And you know that 3 of your 4 kids are going to be getting books for Christmas. Well, we need to make more space, right? But you may not realize that they have books in their room, and they have books under their bed, and there's books in the car, and there's books all these places. So ideally we want to have everything within that category together so we understand the volume of what we're working with, and then being able to sort it and kind of know what's what. And here's where your kids can get involved depending on their ages. So a conversation could go like this: hey, I know that you're going to be getting a lot of amazing stuff for Christmas. I know you had some really cool stuff on your list. We want to make sure that we have enough room for those things so that you can find them and play with them easily. So I was wondering if you could go through the books with me, knowing that you're probably going to get some books for Christmas. I know you were asking for some, and let's go ahead and play Love Like Maybe No. Right, my favorite game. So we're starting with what we love and what we like, and then we get to those maybes, and we have to sort of make some of those decisions. But I find even with kids in lower elementary school, I'm talking like kindergarten, first, second grade, they are able to make those decisions pretty easily, especially if they know that stuff that they want is coming into the house, you know? If we're wanting to make room for the things that they asked for, they're a lot more motivated to make those decisions. So again, framing it in that way may be helpful depending on the age of your kiddo. If you have really young kids, you probably don't even need to ask them. You can just use your best judgment. And then moving on to step number 4, which is, if you need to, using that out of sight, out of mind bin. So if either your kids aren't sure, or maybe you're not sure, if you want to hold on to something, that's perfectly normal. But we want to have a boundary around that, so we're not wanting to keep every single thing. But if there are a few things you're not sure about, then we use the amazing out of sight, out of mind bin, where we're going to put something hopefully in a bin that we can't see through. And then we're going to put a sticky note on the bin and a reminder on our phone for maybe 3 months from now, maybe 6 months from now, to check back in to see if anyone has asked for anything that's in the bin. And usually when we first have the initial excitement after Christmas, let's just say they are going to be playing with those new toys, maybe for the first 3 months. So perhaps you want the time frame to be more like 6 months and see if they're asking for anything. So that's number 4. Now, the 5th and final step is incredibly important for your sanity. I know right now we're focused a lot on the gifts that we are ordering and the stuff coming in, and we're wrapping and all of the things. I want you to focus on getting stuff out before the holidays, okay? It is totally normal for donations to sit in your car. I have been there before. I can't really do it much anymore because when I work in person with people, I take their donations. So it's frequent, probably at least once or twice a week, that my minivan is completely full with other people's stuff. So, but it's pretty normal to do that. And it's really important that you get it out of your house before, so you can really have that space, know where things are going to go, and have kind of that peace of mind. Perhaps instead of having it in your car to take to a donation center, you can schedule a donation pickup within the next week or so. So that's a great deadline for you. Okay, I listened to this episode. I want to go ahead and follow these 5 steps. And so I know I'm going to need about a week to do that. I'm going to go ahead and set up my donation pickup for a week from now. So that is great for accountability and also to just get it out of the house. Also, it's like the kids aren't going to say it and say, Mom, what's that? Why are you donating that? You just get it out of the house, and then you can focus on everything else that's happening during the holidays, right? So I hope that that was a helpful frame of reference for you, the 5 critical steps you need to take now to prepare for that holiday avalanche of stuff. Let's go ahead and review, okay? So the first thing is that we decide the boundary that we want to assign to each category, understanding what is coming into our home and the home that we want it to go in. Like, where is that big Lego set going to go once it's built? Where are the books going to go? Where are the clothes going to go? We need to understand and not just say, I'll figure it out when we get back. And then you're stressed out because you're trying to stuff it in all these different places, okay? Step number 2 is you're going to do a quick sweep depending on the main area where you have your toys. So the basement, the playroom, whatever. You're going to do a quick sweep, go all the way around the room using the first 3 letters of transform, trash, anything that belongs somewhere else, relocate, and then anything you want to donate or the kids are absolutely sure they want to donate, okay? Then we're going to go and sort like by like and make sure that you are finding things if there are things that aren't in their home right now. We have a specific area where the library books need to go because I detest having library books all over the house and not knowing where they are when they are due. That drives me crazy. So we have a specific home, and every book that is not currently being read, because you can only read 1 book at a time, right? It's going to be where it belongs. So if you're finding books all over the place, we're going to have them all in one area because we need to understand the volume. We need to know what we're working with. And then, depending on the age of your kids, you're going to involve them, if that makes sense. And you're going to be playing love, like, maybe, no, to decide on the boundary, knowing what is coming into the home. So we don't want the capacity of our home right before the holidays to be 100%. It would be nice if it was like 70, 80%, right? We need to leave some room. And step 4 is to use that out of sight, out of mind box if you need it. You don't have to do it, but if you need it. And then finally, to get those donations out of your house before the holidays, schedule that donation pickup, whatever you need to do. So again, I wish you the best of luck in preparing for everything coming into your home. And I will be back next week with another episode. So I will see you next week. Bye for now. Hey Mama, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, could you please share this episode with another mom who is feeling overwhelmed? Also, it would mean the world to me if you could leave a 5-star written review wherever you listen to your podcasts. Finally, if you would like more support, come on over to our free Facebook group, tinyurl.com/moms overcoming overwhelm. Can't wait to connect with you soon.